So a very simple question, and elaborate as much as you can. What does Grandan mean to you?
Oh boy, well, he means a lot of things to me. I don't know. It's hard to get out into words.
Just take your time.
Well, I think a lot of people say he's very supporting, very helpful. He's helped me throughout the years, whether it's driving me to school or driving in general, driving lessons, practicing driving, coming to all my hockey games and different sports.
Your dad said something interesting that when he was coaching hockey, you and your brother would be on the bench. Could hear your Granddad screaming,
Oh yeah,
cheering.
yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah.
sometimes that you guys would be sort of looking around.
For him, yeah, looking around to see
Tell
where
me
he
about
is.
that.
Um,
What I want you to tell me is how you'd be on the hockey bench,
yeah.
be looking for Granddad. But what did it mean to you when you knew he was there?
Oh, to know that he was there and that he actually was there and seeing us play, I think that helped motivate us to it's different when it's just me and my dad, and if my dad's on the bench, whatever. But when someone's actually there supporting, especially him or my grandparents or whatever, then it motivates you that much more to play better because there's actually someone there watching just for you, not just for the whole team. So I think that helped motivate us to play better and to know that he's there, and we'd look around to see where he is and then be like, okay, he's over there. So when I'm down that end, I need to be extra good as opposed to when I'm at the other end. It doesn't matter as much, So.
What lessons have you learned from Granddad?
Oh,
what things will you take in your life as you get older? What lessons have you learned?
That was actually something I wanted to talk about maybe later on because I wanted to talk about specific in the last few years especially. I mean, I could talk about it now.
Sure.
Actually, a few years ago, Antonisa actually brought it up. She asked me to go vacuum for them on weekends. I was working at FedEx at the time. I'll go on every other Saturday. I hated doing it when she first asked me to do it. But after I got into a routine on every other Saturday, eventually got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not really doing it for myself. I'm doing it for them. And then even after I stopped working at FedEx, I still kept doing it. And then because I realized at that point, I'm like, I'm doing it as much as it for them as I'm doing it for myself, because I found every time I'd go there, I'd either learn something from them or they'd tell me something that I didn't know about them. So I found it was pretty good experience, or multiple experiences, learning something or finding out something new about whether it was my grandfather or my grandfather, just something I didn't know about them. And then also ties related to that was like, if he'd call up about like a computer problem, I'd be like, oh great, he's got a computer problem, great, what's wrong? But now it's more of like, okay, well what's the problem, what do you need? And then I'd go over and then be talking, I'd spend more time talking and then I would actually fixing the problem or doing whatever he needed me to do. So I really enjoyed, especially these last couple of years, where I've grown to appreciate it more than when I was younger and it didn't matter as much.
So let me ask you the question now. What words describe, what characteristics come to mind when you think of Granddad?
Oh, he's very outgoing. He's a very community oriented. Like the people, when I go out with him to say streets or whatever, the amount of people that actually know him, and not just older people. I mean, just people of various generations who know him and the things that he's done for the community. Like I say, he's very outspoken, well-spoken for. He's very approachable, very likable. Someone I strive to be more like myself too. Like I would really like to be more like him myself, be more outgoing and more well-spoken.
So for me right now, my grandparents have been gone for a long time, but when you see a picture or you think about your childhood, you remember, I remember stories about them. What stories do you think you'll remember as you get older and you think of Granddad?
The big ones would be all the trips that we've gone on, the family vacations, whether it was to down south to Florida or Virginia, or the one trip that I do remember going out to England and meeting that side of the family, because I only know from that side of the family the stories and what I've been told, but to actually go and meet his side of the family with him, and then some of them coming here as well, I'll remember those. And just the times I spent with him, whether it was just me and him at his house, just doing the odd jobs or helping him with various things, those as well. Or also going, they call me an honorary senior because I used to go bowling on Fridays a lot with them. I used to go 5-pin and carpet bowling and all that. I enjoyed doing that.
So it's kind of like 3 generations. Your grandfather, your
My
own
dad. Yeah.
Good times?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've got quite a bit. That was excellent.
Was there anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, about Granddad?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay.